Hey everyone, my name is Skyler,
And my name is Tyler.
and we are the new hosts for Bird Talk. So, in case you didn't know, we are both members of Team 1671, the Buchanan Bird Brains, and a robotics team for part of First Robotics Competition, FRC. So, a little bit about me, I am a senior. I've been on the team for 4 years now. And before high school, I was part of an FLL, First Lego League team called the Wild Herd for 1 year.
So, yeah, my name is Tyler again. And before the Bird Brains, I was on an FTC team, the Half Wet Hatchlings, for 2 years at Alta Sierra. And before that, at Dry Creek, I was on the FLL team, the Aqua Nerds, for 1 year.
So, a little bit about our team. Again, we're Team 1671, the Buchanan Bird Brains. We've been a team for 16 years now, and we won world championships in 2015.
So, our team is kind of set up like a business. We are split into two major departments, which individually have subgroups, but those two major departments are IR and ST. IR stands for Inspiration and Recognition, while ST stands for Science and Technology. IR is more of like the business side of the whole operation, and ST is what you kind of think about when you hear robotics. It's the whole robot part of the team. So, in these departments, there are in total across all of them, there are four C levels. So CEO, CCDO, CMO, and and CTO. And in those, there are 12 directors in total, which are in charge of each of the individual subgroups.
So, for our ST side of the team, our robot side, there are 5 subgroups. There's CAD, which stands for Computer Aided Design, and the director of CAD is Matt Zetz. And that subgroup is basically just in charge of designing the robot online and getting it all the blueprints pretty much for the robot. For fabrication, which is the next subgroup, fabrication is led by Zain Abi Rashad, and fabrication is in charge of taking the CAD's designs and building the parts, assembling the parts to make the robot and everything. And then there is programming, and programming is led by Antonio Avila, and programming, they're in charge of coding the robot and getting it ready for competition. And then electronics, and electronics is led by Caitlin Compton, and they're in charge of wiring the robot and getting power to the robot. And then finally, there is the strategy subgroup, which is led by Ethan West. And that strategy is basically just in charge of strategizing how we want to use our robot during competitions and scout other teams for during competitions.
So, for IR, the first component of it is communications and development, and our the person in charge of that is Noah Menz, who is our CCDO, and the subgroups under him are government relations, which is headed by Jacob Menz, and that's basically communication with government officials. And then there's also finance, which is led by Jasmine Lee, and that's basically takes charge of all the expenses and all of that.
And then another subgroup for IR is the marketing subgroup, which is led by the Chief Marketing Officer, Haley Ferris. And within marketing, there are 3 smaller subgroups within there. There is the online media subgroup, which is just in charge of all of our social media, and that is led by Pratham Humble. And then the second subgroup within marketing is art, and that is led by the director of art, Leanna Vangi, and they're in charge of doing the graphic design and everything for the team. And then there is the film subgroup, which is led by Parker Wyatt, and they're in charge of our videos and just filming and recording everything for the team.
So, the last subgroup, which is the executive subgroup, is it basically includes all the outreach for our team and stuff like that, and that's led by our CEO, Anika Garza. but she is the CEO and she does watch over all the other subgroups, but she does have her own individual, which is the executive. Technically, there's only one smaller subgroup in the executive subgroup, which is special programs, and that's headed by Alyssa Copeland. And that's the type of stuff where we go out to schools and we show off our storybook or something like that. It's just it's like a majority of our outreach. And then also under Anika, she does not have her own individual subgroup, but we have our team secretary, Sabrina Almedo.
And I forgot to mention that our ST side also has a chief in charge of it, and the chief in charge of that is the chief technical officer, which is Michael Simpson. And then basic news on what's been happening recently with the team. First off, the new chairman's presenters for this year were just announced at kickoff, and those are our CEO, Anika Garza, Daphne Person, and Haley Gears. We're excited to see how that goes.
And speaking of kickoff, there were 3 new award opportunities introduced at the kickoff, which they are the Game Design Challenge, Infinite Recharge at Home, and the First Innovation Challenge. The Game Design Challenge basically has teams create an entirely new game for like another season. So the finalists of those could actually end up having their game turned into one of the seasons we have.
And then the second one, Infinite Recharge at Home, there's 2 parts to that. So there is the Judged Awards part, which is where teams will get to virtually meet with judges and compete for regular traditional machine awards like every other year. And then the second part is the skills competition, which is where teams will get to demonstrate what their robots are capable of and what skills their robots have.
The last of these 3 new award opportunities is the First Innovation Challenge, which it's kind of like the FLL project where teams have to create some new innovative product, something to do with technology, and just make it some large thing that could easily like change the world for the better.
So since kickoff, our team, both sides of the team have been hard at work. IR has been basically just working on getting everything done for the chairman's award for our team. And then ST has been mostly just deciding on taking the 3 new award opportunities and deciding how they want to tackle those and who they want to be in charge of those different tasks for this year.
So that's basically all we have planned for this episode. It was made to be the intro. It's made to be short. We just wanted to get everyone informed on what this actually is. And yeah, there will be more episodes. We're planning on releasing them weekly.
So then, bye everyone. This is Skyler and Tyler signing off.